Greetings, giving thanks. Ross reports the headline. Well, they had the march in Selma, and of course the president got up there and he did his usual. And the senator, the other guy from Georgia who marched with Martin Luther King, you know, we've got to give him respect. Absolutely. When you're in that position of power, it's like you want to believe that what you've done has really helped out for the common good of mankind. And as long as you have 20 heads telling you in your ear every day, yeah, you're really progressing, everything's up and up, look at these statistics, this and that, you're going to want to believe it. You know, it's just like anything, folks. If you like a girl and you really like the girl, you got a crush on her, and somebody tells you she likes you, is it going to make you feel good? Africans, the ancestors of the slave trade, don't have real representation. If they had real representation, they wouldn't be huddled up in these neighborhoods, which I visit quite frequently, and I've seen pictures of projects and everything else, but it don't compare to what you see out here in some of these trailer parks, living in unsanitary conditions, and they have children. You know, you talk about mold, you talk about dust, you talk about anything and everything that's not good to put inside your bodies, and people are forced to pay thousands of dollars to live in these little boxes because it's the land they sit on. Banks have managed to inflate the values of, and they work through the state governments to do that. By purchasing land at higher prices than it's valued at, they can increase the value of the entirety. And they've made it unaffordable for people. Nevertheless, there's much land, and yet everybody's living in these little boxes because of Caesar Borgia and his band of petty pimps and muskrat thieves. And one of those petty pimps is Mr. Barack Obama, the President of the United States, because he seizes every moment to shine a light onto his legacy, but yet what's actually been done? I mean, you know, what has actually been done? There's been hundreds of executive orders passed, but how many of them have benefited the poor? How many have benefited those who are descendants from the African slave trade? I don't think any of them have. He allowed for the release of a couple thousand federal inmates. I mean, it was like a slither of a fraction of a decimal of a percentage. Everyone's supposed to be cool with that, right? Because it's all propaganda, it's all how it's done, it's all media. If you control the supply chain and you control what's shown on that screen all over the world, then you can puff up anybody. You can puff up, you know, I could puff up my Rottweiler and make her look like she can really manage things. Barack Obama is not the first black president. He is not black. And I say there is a difference between black and white, you know? In my mind, black is somebody who is an enemy of the oppressor. The black person defends the poor and defends the needy. Whereas a white person kind of sees things like, oh, life is so great. Let me get what I can, and let me make sure that everybody knows that I'm a really good person while I'm doing it. Black, shaded, dark-colored skinned people join the ranks of white people. Now they're considered to be white, and the president is one of them. It's kind of like the joke where they had Bill Clinton was the first black president, and you know, what an insult, but everybody went along with it. Why? Because of the media, and because they perceived it was okay, it was cool. You know, if you get upset about it, you know, you'd be like some kind of a hater. And so we've really got to this point where people are possessed by Lucifer.